Attention, Sydney EMS. Attention, Sydney Fire Department. There's a vehicle fire with a car that was in pursuit.
I take a breath, I'm not gonna lose. This is what I came here to do. I walk that wire and I take that step. Won't look down, got no regrets. Won't look down, got no regrets. I was made for this. I was made for this. Born in the wild, formed in the fire, built for the battle. I was made for this. I was made for this. Mind over matter, silence the doubters. I have the power. I was made for this. I don't give up, I won't back down. Goodbye worries, no time to doubt. I feel the power, I won't be afraid. Fear won't stop me, I don't break. I was made for this. I was made for this. Born in the wild, formed in the fire, built for the battle. I was made for this. I was made for this. Mind over matter, silence the doubters. I have the power. I was made for this. I'm a soul on a wire, that's where I feel alive. Open up the skies. I'm a soul on a wire, that's where I feel alive. Open up the skies, I am free to fly. I was made for this. I was made for this. Born in the wild, formed in the fire, built for the battle. I was made for this. I was made for this. Mind over matter, silence the doubters. I have the power. I was made for this. I was made for this. I was made for this.
Dr. April Smith, Medical Director, 22 years. Annie McCartney, RN, Executive Director of Acute Care and EMS, 22 years. Shannon Odier, Director, Paramedic, 34 years. Amanda Stryker, Paramedic, 16 years. Angel Kaufman, Paramedic, 5 years. Brandon DeJong, Paramedic, 13 years. Chingwei Cao, Paramedic, RN, 14 years. Faith Talbot, Paramedic, 6 years. Nikki Marks, Paramedic, 15 years. Robert Cole, Paramedic, 14 years. Tim Bassett, Paramedic, 11 years. Kevin Stumpf, Paramedic, 20 years. Brandon Fear, Advanced EMT, 3 years. Tony Belandrin, Advanced EMT, 29 years. Jessica Boots, EMT, 6 years. Bruce Julius, EMT, 1 year. Neil Reeves, EMT, 1 year. Jen Olson, EMT, 25 years. Chris Pyle, EMT, 6 years. John Wolver, Emergency Medical Responder, 16 years. Hayden Hoffrock, Emergency Medical Responder, 1 year. Amy Bernatches, Driver, 4 years. Jesus Galindo Salinas, Driver, 10 years. In late 2024, Sydney Regional Medical Center, the City of Sydney, and the Cheyenne County Commissioners partnered to reestablish a strong EMS team with its headquarters based in Cheyenne County. We set 2 core goals to shape our department's culture: to promote education and engagement through training and public outreach. These efforts will drive improvements in protocols, equipment, care, strengthening our team's ability to deliver exceptional patient care. Our guiding principles are safety and pride. Emergency medical services are not just the first healthcare professionals on scene. They're often the first to identify a healthcare crisis in a community and act as a critical component in emergency medicine and community healthcare. A comprehensive EMS system is ready every day for every kind of emergency. EMS integrates with other services intended to enhance the community's health and safety and to operate as a crossroads of healthcare, public health, emergency management, and public safety.
It means the world to me to be able to serve on this EMS team. We have an incredibly strong team filled with very competent, very caring, very compassionate providers, and being a part of that is both comforting and satisfying. It is fulfilling and gives me purpose.
As far as what makes the SRMC team special or stands out greater than the other teams I've been on has literally been the leadership. The communication up and down the chain, as far as from up at the very top, from like our director down to the boots on the ground to us. And that communication back and forth is so much greater than any other departments I've been a part of.
The SRMC EMS team truly lives the mission of extraordinary care always through their absolute dedication to always being better. Good enough isn't a phrase that we say here. We always want the next challenge, the next opportunity, whatever we can do to grow our skills and to be better providers. We want to provide that extraordinary level of care. Good enough isn't something we say. Excellence, extraordinary is what we truly, truly aim for.
SRMC EMS, even though we have our chain of command, when we're on a call, we're all equals. We're all on the same team. We're all like just doing our jobs, working together. There's no anybody over anybody else. We're just working together to do the best we can.
Really essential for law enforcement, EMS, fire, everybody that's involved in emergency services to be able to work together, because a lot of times we're responding to the same calls, same people, we're having to work with each other to save lives. So many times we're working with the fire department, EMS, even our other local law enforcement agencies, Nebraska State Patrol, Sydney Police Department. And that is one of the things that I love about our community here in Cheyenne County and the surrounding area is all of our agencies, fire, EMS, law enforcement, everybody gets along really well together, and we've all worked together so often that it's pretty much when we roll up on scene, we all know what the other agency is going to be doing because we work together all the time, and it's so important that we have that relationship as we progress through, our EMS careers, that we're working together and not against each other.
It's important for Sydney and the surrounding areas to have a local EMS because Sydney is unique in the fact of how diverse it is. Not only do we have a great span of ages going from infants all the way up to senior citizens, We also have a very unique dynamic of personnel. So we have everything that goes from agricultural emergencies all the way to local sporting events for local high schools, to even small businesses, Oktoberfest parades, which in itself is different than most communities, so that we do have such a wide spectrum of calls that we are expected to perform professionally on.
It's really good to know that we have an EMS team ready for emergency, because with everything we have with the interstates, the highways, the railroads, at any time you never know what we're going to get called upon, and having them in-house, staffed all the time and being right there is essential to whatever we've got going on.
Is it important for an EMS crew to have all of the important equipment that they need to care for patients? And the answer is 100% yes. I can tell you, having worked with Shannon and his crew, they are always on top of the latest technology, on top of the latest life-saving techniques, and it's very important that they're able to get the equipment they need to stay on the top of their game, because there's new technology coming out all the time. And when it's your loved one's life that's on the line, you want them to have the best equipment. You want them responding with the best possible equipment, the best possible training. Shannon takes care of the training part, and that's where they need your help right now, is getting some of that much needed equipment that they need in order to deliver that life-saving service.
Hey everybody, it's Dr. April Smith here, internal medicine doctor at Sydney Medical. We're so happy that you guys are here, and we're happy to talk about ventilators. So this is a ventilator, and not sure if any of you guys have seen these before, but definitely was a household name during COVID, when as a country we just really didn't have enough ventilators to treat our sickest patients. Fortunately, we're not in that situation anymore, but we are in a situation where we need a ventilator for our ambulance services. And the reason why is, when you are sick enough to need a ventilator, many of these patients either have COPD, pneumonia, some type of lung injury to the point where they can't breathe on their own. We have to put them on a ventilator, and a lot of those patients can't stay here at our hospital. They're going to need to either go to UC Health, they may need to go to other places in Nebraska, but unfortunately, a lot of the patients, when they're sick enough to need a ventilator, they're just too sick for us to keep them. So how do we get them there? Often it's by ambulance. Yeah, occasionally it is by helicopter, but you guys know the winds here. That's not always the case. So if they need to be on an ambulance, we need this to transport them. We can't take them from here to the next place to get the best care without being able to ventilate those patients. And to do it, you have to have a machine. You can't just sit there and bag them for a 2.5-hour road trip. So that's kind of what we're here to talk about tonight, is how we can get our ambulances the best equipment for the best services for the best people.
The Health Center Foundation, whose mission it is to ensure there is and always will be a strong financial foundation supporting our community, is committed to ensuring that the people of Cheyenne County and its surrounding areas have access to high-quality health care when they need it the most. To support this mission, we are raising funds to purchase a Hamilton T1 transport ventilator for the SRMC EMS team. This state-of-the-art ventilator offers the advanced functionality of a fully featured ICU ventilator in a compact, portable form, enabling our medical crews to provide optimal ventilation therapy for all patient groups, from neonates to adults during transport. By strengthening our local EMS system, we can ensure that the quality healthcare is available in emergencies where every second counts.
It's important for our EMS service to have a transport ventilator, because it gives us the capability to manage a patient's airway in some of the most critical situations, and to provide them that respiratory support during long transports to Front Range hospitals or other area hospitals. Any emergency that involves airway support, breathing problems, needs a transport ventilator. By having this capability on the ambulance, it allows us to deal with those situations effectively and treat the patient to the very best of our capabilities. So 2025, we're looking at a lot of different equipment and educational opportunities for our crews to enhance the service's capabilities. The transport ventilator that we're looking at currently is also being adopted by flight programs in the region. So to think about that for a moment, we're equipping our ambulances with the same type of equipment that you would see in an air service, but we provide it to you on the ground during transport over long distances to other hospitals. Later in this year, we're looking at doing point-of-care testing devices on the ambulances, which will give us an ability to do certain lab tests in the field for our patients to quicker identify emergencies. In 2026, we're looking towards doing pre-hospital ultrasounds. This will give us the capability to find bleeds, on trauma patients, to identify, collapsed lungs, things like that. And it's a capability that very few ground services in the entire state have. This is all leading for us that hopefully by 2027 we're able to carry blood on the ambulance, which is a big lifesaver for trauma patients.
I was at SRMC with pneumonia, and I needed to be transported to Greeley. And boy, when they made that decision, there was 4 of them, and they took really good care of me, loaded me up in the room, took me down, got me in the ambulance, and away to Greeley we went. They did take really good care of me, kept in contact with me the whole time to keep me, that's kind of freaking somebody out, and keep you calm, and I was already having trouble breathing, so the last thing I needed to do was be upset. So they just took really good care of me on there. I did not know I was in respiratory failure, but I was. If something would have happened to me, like quit breathing, a transport ventilator would have been very helpful. I don't know what they would have done had that happened when I was on there without it.
A well-equipped and highly trained EMS team is often the difference between life and death in critical situations. The professionals who respond to emergencies play a vital role in saving lives, and their ability to perform effectively depends on having access to the proper equipment. Recognizing this need, the Health Center Foundation is actively engaging the community to ensure our EMS has the necessary tools to provide extraordinary care, always. We are seeking the financial support and involvement of all community members to help equip our team with the resources required to save lives and make a lasting impact.